Hey, welcome everybody to our webinar today. My name is David Adam Kurz, and I am here to present to you the truth about failure. That is a new book that I'm publishing, and it comes out today. You're watching this November 1st, first thing in the morning, and you have an opportunity to go purchase the book right now on Amazon, but I don't want you to yet. I want to spend 90 minutes with you and show you what we're giving away, what we're associating to the book, and how much fun this book is going to be, and how it will impact your life forever. I own a company called the Freedom Organization. It's a coaching and consulting company. And our mission at the Freedom Organization is to change the lives and businesses in a positive manner of over 1 million people. That is our job. That is what we are here to do. And what I'm hoping is that you're tuning into this to see what else we're bringing to the table so you can take advantage of it. And maybe, just maybe, you become one of those 1 million people. Let me go ahead and get the presentation guys up. So we're with a live audience here. We've got our folks. We're ready to go. Guys, this is the cover of our book. It is The Truth About Failure. I'm super excited to share this with you guys. I need the presentation. All right, so how to avoid failures in less than 90 minutes without quitting on yourself. That's the real deal, right? Because I don't personally believe in failure. The only way that you can fail is if you absolutely quit on yourself. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about how to avoid failures without quitting on yourself. And you're going to get all of this now from our new book. It's called The Truth About Failure. This is a logo that we created for it. It's pretty amazing. I'm excited about it. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit story about me, how I went from United States Marine to club owner to salesperson to real estate agent to a coach, right? So I joined the Marine Corps when I was 19 years old. I was a ruckus before the uniform. I was a controlled ruckus with the uniform. And today, well, you got to get to know me to find out what I am, right? But when I joined the United States Marine Corps, I absolutely needed that part of my life. I knew that without the Marine Corps, without a big drastic change in my life, I was absolutely going nowhere. But I joined the Marine Corps, changed my life forever. I'm forever grateful for the 9 years or close to 9 years that I spent serving our country in the United States Marine Corps. Now, there comes this moment that I get stationed in Japan. This is all in the book. You guys are going to get it, but now I get to tell you the story, right? There's an opportunity. I get stationed in Japan. I'm stationed in Iwakuni, Japan. Iwakuni Air Station is a Marine Corps station, and it is about, I would say, 30, 40 minutes south of Hiroshima. And so I'm in Japan. We're trying to figure out what to do. We're hanging out. We're going to Hiroshima. Everybody says, go to Hiroshima. You're going to love it. It's great. There's clubs and everything. And I am walking down the street with 3 or 4 of my buddies, and this door opens up, and out of the door comes this music, and it's salsa. And I didn't know what the heck was going on because I am Puerto Rican. That is my nationality, right? And so I'm in Japan, and there is Puerto Rican salsa coming out of that door. Well, I go inside that door, I check it out, and it turns out that there is a rule that allows certain Brazilians to get Japanese nationalization and civil or citizenship. And so these Brazilian folks had opened up this club where they played English music, Japanese music, and salsa, merengue, and Brazilian music. And so I walk into this club, and I'm loving life. I get to meet the owner of the place, and the owner and I, that evening, devise a plan. Let's get into a partnership together. Now, mind you, at this point in my life, I have no idea what entrepreneurship means. I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. I know that I'm a United States Marine, and that's the only plan I truly have. I said, but let's get into a partnership together because I have influence in the base. You have influence out in town. And so let me bring the Americans in. We'll play some great American music while you bring the Latinos that are stationed here in Japan and the Japanese culture in. And we'll play salsa, merengue, hip hop, R&B, all this great stuff. And it was a game changer. When I tell you, every other weekend we were open. So I was open twice a month. And every weekend, I was making significantly more than my entire Marine Corps yearly salary. Let me repeat that. Every Saturday that I would open those doors, I was making more than my entire Marine Corps salary. We were open for about 6 months. And then one day I'm working in the armory, and I get this guy comes up to the door. I can't remember who it was. I don't know his rank. I don't remember any of that. And they said, hey, are you Kurz? I said, yes. They said, first sergeant wants to see you. Now, when the first sergeant wants to see you and you're only a corporal, that's never a good sign. Like, he is not inviting you to the office to say, great job on running a nightclub out in town. He's inviting me to office to tell me, shut it the fuck down. And so I walk into his office. First sergeant says, hey, is it true that you're working in an offsite property that's a nightclub? And I said, actually, first sergeant, I'm running the place. I'm co-running the place with a Brazilian national who happens to be a Japanese national. And he said to me, I'm sorry to tell you this, but unfortunately, there's a Marine Corps regulation that says that United States Marine stationed in Iwakuni, Japan cannot work at an off-site establishment that serves alcohol. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it's very difficult to run an entire nightclub without serving alcohol. No one's ever going to come. And so I ended up having to break the bad news to my partner, who then ended up having to close down the club because he couldn't create the influence and doing his own thing at a smaller scale. And this was the first big kind of shutdown hiccup that I ever had that back then in my mind was a complete failure. Now, I had this crazy opportunity because I was close to the end of my contract and I could have totally stayed in Japan and became like the club kingpin of Japan, but I decided not to. I had 2 kids at home in the United States and I wanted to come home and be closer to them. And so I didn't take that opportunity. I gave that up and I stayed in the Marine Corps and I came home. Now, having that opportunity, even with that failure, it didn't make me say, screw this, entrepreneurship sucks. I don't ever want to do this again. I'm just going to be a lifer in the Marine Corps. What it made me say was, oh my God, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I need to go do it again. And so I got the bug, right? And I eventually left the Marine Corps and became a salesperson. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that and how I ended up becoming a real estate agent and everything else that I am now, being the coach that we are today, right? Now, I'm going to give you some results disclaimers right off the bat. First of all, if you do not quit, you cannot fail. Notice, I did not quit when that happened. Yes, I didn't go open up another nightclub, but I did not quit. The bug of being an entrepreneur was in my system, and there was nothing more that I wanted than to do that. But I'm going to tell you right now, the road to success is not an easy one. Know this right off the bat. Next thing is, you do not deserve success. It must be earned. You have to learn and earn, baby. This is not going to be given to you, okay? How you react to the hiccups that happen in your life will completely determine your future. If you react in such a fashion that you quit, well, then that determines your future. If you react in a fashion where you learn and earn, then it becomes another future for you. And next, the foundation of a business can never, ever be neglected. The foundation of a business can never, ever be neglected. We're going to talk about foundation today. It's going to be an incredible conversation. And look, these are just some of the people that have won big with us. You can see, thank you again, beyond words for today. You did amazing. True inspiration, incredible value. Sorry to text you so late, but I just wanted to say great job today. And there's so many more that came from. And the reason that I'm showing this to you is because I want you to stay with me. I want you to know that the stuff that we teach, the stuff that we give to our community, it works. Okay. Now, what we're going to talk about is who this book and this training is for. Business owners looking to grow, real estate professionals ready to turn their real estate profession into a business, because real estate agents almost never treat their business like a business. And we're going to talk about that quite a bit. And for business owners, all business owners, bicycles, lollipops, real estate, I don't care what you sell. If you're feeling stuck and ready to break free, this is for you. Now, the truth about failure is simple. There are ways to avoid failure. We are going to learn how to say screw failing forward, because failing forward should not be a part of your vocabulary. We should not be told that. We should not believe in that. We should be focused on succeeding forward. And when you change your mind and you change your place, you can grow at a significant pace. My goal with you today is that I want you to understand that the only way to avoid failures is through knowledge and action. And the only way to attain that knowledge and action is through education. And today we hope to give you a tremendous amount of that. Again, I'm the owner of the Freedom Organization. It's a coaching and consulting company at a national level. We have created, I am the founder and creator of the Freedom Achiever Academy, an online-based education platform that has over 350 coaching and training videos with Q&As and downloadables and everything you could ever imagine. I'm the founder of the Real Talk Conference. I am the co-founder of the New You Real Estate Conference. I also have a real estate sales team in South Florida known as the Kurz team, and I am the president of Texas expansion at New World Title. So as you can see, I'm coming to you with value, with real stuff, that real life experience that I'm going to pour into you today. I've written 3 books, actually. The first one was The Blueprint. My co-author was Rudy Hernandez. It was a Q&A style. And what we did with The Blueprint was we gave you the exact path to creating business, right? And what I found was as I interviewed people and I said, hey, so what did you think about my book? They said, it was fantastic. I go, how did it change your business? And they're like, well, I don't really know how to answer that. And so I went back to the book and I reread it and I realized we didn't give people instructions on how to actually take action. So I wrote a second book called Take Action. And so the idea here is you pick up the blueprint, you learn the blueprint. The second book says, yo, get off your butt and go do it, right? The third book comes with a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and passion. It is known as The Truth About Failure, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. You know, when I left the Marine Corps and I came to work in the civilian world, I had no idea what I was going to do. Again, almost 9 years in the United States Marine Corps, I had zero plan for the civilian world. I just knew that I needed to move to South Florida, be close to my mom, and that I want to be close to my kids. That was all that mattered, right? And so when I left the Marine Corps and I came to the civilian world, I became a guard at a detention center. And I remember sitting there about 90 days into this job, and I'm sitting at the desk, I'm in uniform. There are 90 beds and 90 criminals being deported. And when I say criminals, it's because they had already spent time in prison, and this was the stop before they got deported. So I'm sitting there with 90 people who don't want to be there, right? And the door's locked from the outside, and I don't have a weapon. And I remember thinking to myself, this is actually significantly more dangerous than the United States Marine Corps. I don't want to do this. I didn't get rid of a uniform I loved to be in a uniform that I really don't care to do. And so I started to look for another job, and I found this great job with a gentleman named George Waldenberg at Corpex Steel Products. I love saying his name and the company name because I wish that I could give him all the promotion in the world. So what I will say about George is George sat across from me at the table and he gave me an opportunity. He said to me, I am not hiring you because you have sales experience, because it's obvious that you don't. What I am hiring you for is that you are a United States Marine. You will show up on time, you will do a good job, and you will leave when you're supposed to leave. And that's all I expect from you right now. And in the 3 years that I worked at Corpex Steel Product, I was one of the top salespeople on the floor each and every year. And I loved that job. And what I expected from that job was tremendous, because this is, by the way, this is the first time I'm earning a 6-figure income, right? Like, yo, I'm making over $100,000 right now. I'm driving a Cadillac. I live in a penthouse in downtown Miami. It's freaking amazing, right? By the way, I had the good Cadillac with the 6-cylinder and all that. I mean, I'm sorry, the 8-cylinder, the stick shift with the 6 gears. Like, it was basically a spaceship and a race car mixed into one. I loved that car. And what I wanted was to live an amazing luxury lifestyle that I had never experienced before, because I'm born and raised in the Bronx. I came from a humble family, humble beginnings. I wanted the experience. I wanted the excitement. I wanted to find that for myself. But internally, I had no freaking idea what I was doing. And I was making every move by mistake. I was winning by mistake. I had no platform. I had no foundation. I had no understanding. I just knew that if I went to work and I did what I was supposed to do and I left, that I would earn an income, and had no idea that there was so much more for me out there. And so one day there was an opportunity for the sales manager position. And I'm thinking, all right, dude, I'm top guy on the floor. Sales manager's retiring, right? The only reason he is sales manager is because he's been there the longest, right? And the company's growing, so things are kind of shifting and changing. And George and his brother Edel are thinking about who's going to be the next sales manager. So instead of allowing them the opportunity to come to me, I went to them. And I said, George, I would love to put my name in the hat for the sales manager position. And George's response to me was something along the lines of, unfortunately, I can't offer you that position. Number one, we want to hire an experienced sales manager with a track record. Number two, if we take you off the floor, we lose 30–40% of our business. And so when I heard that, I understood what he was saying, but my combative mindset said, there's no way. If you make me sales manager, I can teach everybody what I'm doing, and sales would go up. We wouldn't lose sales. It would be a temporary setback while I focus on everybody else and help them win and succeed. He didn't see it the same way that I did. And so I knew that I needed something more. I needed to grow from this. I needed to do something better. I needed to something that was absolutely life-changing to change my life forever. And so I went into real estate sales, right? Real estate sales was the answer to me because I already had the real estate license. So I was just kind of doing it whenever. It was not a big deal. But now I'm like, hold on a second. I'm going to use this license. I'm going to put it to work. And so I call it my 2 months to freedom, right? Like all of a sudden, I said, I'm going to do this. And I lived an hour away from work, over an hour actually. And so what I would do is I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd be in the gym by 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. I would work out for an hour. Now, the reason it took me so long to get there is because I would go to the gym close to my office. I would go to the gym for an hour. I would work out, take a shower, put my work clothes on, go to the office early so that I could get in my computer and do some real estate stuff. At 9 o'clock, I would check in. I would sell carbon steel pipe to the world. At lunch, I would go back into the kitchen. I would eat something I pre-made at home, and I would go back to my real estate work. And then after lunch, I would come back and I would sell carbon steel pipe to the world. At 5 p.m., I would go to a Starbucks that was down the street so I can avoid traffic and not waste time. And I would do real estate work. And if I had to show properties that evening, I would show properties that evening. And I would get home every night, somewhere around 9, 10, 10:30 p.m. I would do whatever paperwork was necessary from that day. For the rest of the day, I would go to sleep somewhere around midnight. I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning the next day, and I would do it again. That is how badly I wanted this. And in 2 months, I made enough money to cover my 6-figure salary for 6 months, and I rolled out. Put my 2 weeks notice in, and I rolled out. And what I noticed was, as I continued through this, I was extremely great at sales, but I was absolutely horrible at running a business. And it really messed with my head, right? It was a huge conflict for me. And so I started to focus on learning. And I learned and I earned, and I got my team organized, and we really started growing at a tremendous path. And so it really felt like financial freedom was within grasp. You know, think about that for a moment. You're used to making $30,000 a year, $35,000, and then you get this opportunity to make 6 figures, and then you get this opportunity to multiply your 6 figures. And it's a game changer. Everything in your life changes, right? And so after 18 plus years, I would see 20 plus years. I don't even know why I put 18 in here. Jesus, it's 2023. Next year is 2024. That would be 20 years since I got out of the Marine Corps. And I've been learning this since I was in the Marine Corps. So over 20 years, I've learned and discovered the hard way. And chances are you're struggling as well. And this is probably why you're learning the hard way, right? And so the hard way, AKA what we've been doing, is number one, we're being told that we're supposed to fail forward. BS. I'm calling it right now. We're hitting brick walls and glass ceilings at every turn, right? It feels that way sometimes. Like you do, and then brick wall. You do, and brick wall. You do, you win, glass ceiling. Like it's a struggle. But remember what I said in the beginning. The journey in entrepreneurship, the journey to success is fraught with peril. It is not an easy transition. It's not an easy transportation. It's not an easy ride, right? Building big business on sand foundations, right? Focusing on a big business, wanting to create big business, not having the proper foundation. Imagine if you built the Empire State Building on sandy beaches. How successful would that project be, right? The deceit of partners, friends, and people. This happens. Lawsuits, they happen. Selling with no strategy. That actually happens, right? Because you get into sales and you do, but you have no sales strategy. And you go millions invested, millions lost, and millions earned, thousands and thousands of hours invested in learning how to do it better each and every time. Now, I'm going to help you avoid my pitfalls. Listen, I don't want you to go through what I went through. I tell you my story, and I do this for you right now because I don't want you to go through this. I want you to find success without having to face the hiccups and the pitfalls that I've been through. So I'm going to bring them to you. So stay with me to the end. We're going to do some really cool giveaways that are really going to help you out with that. Okay. Now let's talk about the 3 secrets to the truth about failure. Number 1, how to build a strong mindset that removes the word failure from your vocabulary and belief system. You can see this truth about failure. We're tying it all in together, right? Number 2, how to build a foundation that sets the precedence on how big your company, team, or business can grow. And number 3, sorry guys, my clicker doesn't want to work with me. Leads, clients, past clients, and leverage. Understanding these different stages can potentially change, not potentially, let me rephrase that. Understanding these stages at a high level will change your life and business forever. Now let's get into secret number one, how to build a strong mindset that removes failure from your vocabulary and belief system. First of all, listen, many of you are going to face dark places, and it's going to be tough, and you're going to transition to bright spaces, and understanding that you are better each and every day you wake up, because when you put your feet on the ground and you take those first breaths in the morning, God gave you that day. Understand it is your opportunity to be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday, right? And so the first thing we're going to get into is statistics. Now, in the book, we really got dirty on statistics because I've told you a little bit about me. Humble beginnings, Bronx, New York, Puerto Rican kid. Met my father for the first time when I was 29 years old. Like, I've been broke. I've been arrested. I've been all the stuff you could ever think about. I've actually got arrested for stealing food from a supermarket because I didn't have food to eat. Like, I've been there. I've done that. I am not supposed to be here on this stage with these lights on me, with this microphone on, giving you this message. But I refuse to allow anyone to tell me that the statistics are going to tell me where I'm supposed to be. So to you, whomever you are, I don't care if you came from a super rich family or a super poor family, the opportunity that you have in life is yours, and you should never allow any statistical data to tell you different than that, right? So that's number one. Number two, we're going to talk about time valuement. Now, this is a completely different message because I always taught time management. And then I go to my friend's house. Now, my friend Nick Sarnicola is an amazing individual, has ran multi-million-dollar businesses, insane businesses with thousands of sales reps, and now is in the solar space. And I sit in his house for this incredible mastermind, 40 people in the room, and he gets up there and he talks about time management, and then he goes into time valuement, and everyone in the room got quiet. It was like I had put on noise canceling headphones and all I could hear was Nick. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to introduce you guys to Nick. We talk about him in the book. Nick, come on up here, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Dude. So first of all, Nick, thank you for doing this with me.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get off the stage because I want you to give them something on time valuement. The stage is yours.
Let's rock it. Well, first of all, guys, the truth about failure and the bullet points inside of it and the lessons of philosophies are also what made up my success. You know, I'm just an average blue-collar kid from Grand Rapids, Michigan, that built a company that did a couple $1 billion in sales and became a decamillionaire by my mid-30s. And one of the core philosophies that I learned on this journey that I would say is probably my second most important philosophy for my wealth is I don't manage time. I value it. And I think that's a distinction between perfectionists, it's a distinction between employees, it's a distinction between managers, is they're always trying to figure out how to get everything done on the to-do list, everything done on the project list, but that's not necessarily what's most important, and it's not necessarily what's the priority, it's not necessarily what's gonna get the best result or the biggest result. So you gotta learn how to value time, not just manage time. And the greatest lesson to me in that was when I was in community college. I'd already started a sales organization. I was taking macroeconomics, and they said the idea of opportunity cost. And the idea of opportunity cost is if you spend $5 on this item, let's call it, you know, this 2 liter of Coca-Cola, it didn't cost you $5, it cost you a 2 liter of Pepsi, right? So the opportunity cost was the equivalent of another item. So I immediately equated that to time. Opportunity cost not only applies to economics, it applies to your life from a time perspective. Every time you spend time doing something over here, it costs you doing something over here. And as soon as you begin to value time, you'll start to focus on 2 things and 2 things only. Number 1 is you're gonna focus on things that you love, and you're gonna focus on things that make you results. And that's it. If you don't love it and it doesn't get you results, stop doing it, stop spending time on it, get it off your list, and put it on somebody else's list. And what I love about David is this guy is such a learner. When he talks about, I learned and earned, I learned and earned, to this day, to this moment, we're talking about less than 60 days ago, he came up afterwards and said, I hate you because I have to change my book. He said, what you said was truth, and I want to share that truth with everybody else. It's not about managing time. It's about valuing it. So thank you to David for having me. It's a great pleasure to be working with you and all these great people, and drop some comments in there about how awesome this guy is. So David, back to you, brother. And thank you for your book.
Thank you so much for this.
Love
I
you,
really appreciate you, man. Love you, brother. And so as you can see, you know, Nick coming up here and spending some time with us is why his information made it to the book. He's a killer. He's incredible. Please look for him on social media. Give him a follow. Look for him in my friends in social media. It's easy to find Nick Sarnicola. He's an incredible entrepreneur, individual, and one of the coolest people I know. And the way that he teaches his children entrepreneurship, some next level shit, okay? So check him out on Instagram, follow him, but let's get right into this. So the road to success, it is fraught with peril. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not an easy thing to do. The road to success is very hard. It has every twist and turn you could ever imagine. It is difficult. It will make you cry. It will make you laugh. It'll keep you excited. It'll do amazing things that will change your life forever, but it is not easy. And so we're going to, in this book, we talk about how you can navigate through the road to success forever. Now, to the way that life happens is everything. I truly believe this. In the book, we have an entire chapter dedicated to this called Airport Blues. And we talk about when a plane gets delayed, if you could just stand back and take a look at all the different types of people that are there, you can see how people react, how miserable some people can be, how okay other people can be. And so we talk about folks that are the complainers. We talk about the victims. We talk about the cheerleader, and we talk about the chill, right? And so in the chapter, we really dig into how when a plane got delayed that I was on, how different people reacted. And we talked about how the victim was crying, I can't believe this is happening. The complainer was at the counter, bitching and complaining to the person at the counter as if they have any opportunity to make a change, right? Like they're going to go fix the plane themselves. They can pull a plane out of their pocket, put it out there, right? Then you had the demander. The demander was up there. I demand to speak to management. Bring the president of this airline down here because he deserves to know what's happening. Like it's out of control, right? Then you had the chill. And these were the people, you see them in the room. They were catching up on work. They were changing appointments. They were creating. They were thinking. And at this opportunity, my wife and I got into the thought process of, when do we buy a private plane, right? So that conversation begins by this entire horrible situation of 4 hours in delays, 5 hours in delays of trying to get to New Jersey or Las Vegas, I can't remember where we're going, and to meet with people, and now missing all these important meetings that we were supposed to be at that day. That's why we chose the early flight and not getting there till super late at night, missing these appointments, having to restructure the next few days, and not being able to have too much liberty in the restructure because most of those days we're going to be in front of a screen or, presenting to somebody or whatever the case was. And so not having too much liberty, we could have been upset about it. We could have been stressed about it. But then the question that dawned on us as we looked at each other and we spoke was, how do we never allow this to happen to us again? And the answer was not a different airline. The answer was not, charter a plane, or it could be. The answer to us was buy a plane, hire a pilot. It's always available to you unless it has maintenance issues. And if it has maintenance issues, then you have to fall back on, public transportation, right? But the idea here is that the complainer, the victim, the demander, they weren't thinking about that. They weren't thinking about how to better their lives. And so I could take this situation, I can bring it down to social media, right? Social media is affecting so many lives today, and it affects them emotionally. And so when somebody talks bad about you on social media, it's like the world ended. I can't believe this happened. If somebody posts something on your comment that's against what you believe, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. Please relax. When somebody talks negatively about social media, you got some options. You can go and respond to them and make a show out of it. You can put them out there and make a show out of it, or you could just shut up and continue with your life and continue to succeed and answer with success. Frank Sinatra once said, the best revenge is success. Follow that method. Continue to push forward, continue to grow, and continue to see what happens. Now, you can see that a lot of this, look, my total investment to learn a lot of this was millions of dollars and thousands of hours. I don't want you to spend millions of dollars and thousands of hours to start putting together. And that's why we put it in the book for you, right? And so you can see big wins right here. This is Rosie. Rosie's an incredible person. She's a client. I coach her. She's amazing. And she says it. The coaching I have received from David Kurz is simply, to sum up, priceless. And this was just a few months after beginning to work with her and coach with her. But we're going to continue and allow Jeff to tell you a little bit about my coaching.
I am lucky enough to be ranked in the top 1% for customer service by Zillow for the entire United States. And Zillow asked, hey, how'd you do this, Jeff? And I said, well, I call people back, I email people back, and I text people back. And what I really do is have David Kurz as a coach. That's my secret weapon.
Yeah, I love that he calls me his secret weapon, right? So who does this work for? I know you're thinking right now, okay, maybe I'm on the Zoom, maybe I'm interested, but who is this really for, Dave? It's true. It's for humans. By the way, if you're human, you have emotion, you have a thought process, you want to create in your life, you want to put business together, you want to be a great entrepreneur, you want to be a great intrapreneur, it doesn't matter. This is for you, right? This is great for all entrepreneurs. This is great for real estate professionals. This is great for mortgage lenders, great for developers. It's great for title representatives. It's great for small business owners. It works for all types of entrepreneurs, and I'm even going to include entrepreneurs in this. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. Dave, really, is this for me? Can I do this? Of course you can. I believe in you. I've worked with thousands of people, and I believe that everyone is capable if they allow themselves the opportunity to be coached. Now, let's get into secret number 2, how to build a foundation that sets the precedence on how big your company, team, or business can grow. Let me repeat that because I was a little all over the place with that, right? How to build a foundation that sets the precedence on how big your company, team, or business can grow, right? Foundations are important, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot build, as I said earlier, you cannot build the Burj Al Arab, or you cannot build the Empire State Building or the World Trade Center on a sandy beach. It's not going to happen. You need a strong foundation. Now, me, when I was building my first companies, when I was building my first entrepreneurial spirits, I was building buildings on sand. And let me tell you something, my few first chances at entrepreneurship were, like it says right here, crap. All right. Now, why was this happening to me? Well, step number 1, you have to innovate or stagnate. If you do not innovate in your business and in your market, you will fall back. How do you innovate? You have to study the people around you. Study your market, study your competition. We're going to talk about SOPs a little bit. And knowing this information allows you the opportunity to consistently rely on your team, rely on your knowledge, get everybody together and figure out what you can do to innovate in your market, in your business, in your product, whatever it is that you're selling. If you sell bicycles for a living and that is your job, how do you innovate in your business to allow yourself to be the number 1 person in the bicycle industry, right? Listen, even if you're not aiming for number 1, even if you don't care to be the next Amazon or Netflix, your opportunity still exists and you still have to innovate, because if you stagnate, you will become a dinosaur. Blockbuster, for example, came into the industry and it was the absolute best. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Blockbuster was awesome. You could smell the popcorn when you walked into Blockbuster. You pick your movies. If it wasn't there, you felt brokenhearted. You walk up to the front counter, you'd be like, sir, is the new movie in? Right? What old movie can I think of? Die Hard. Remember Die Hard? Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, Die Hard 7. I don't know how many of them they were, but you walk in and you're like, Die Hard's on tape. Yes, I said tape. I just aged myself, right? And by the way, they had DVDs too when, DVDs came out. But you walk in and you look for the tape, and it wasn't there. You would walk to the front counter and you would say, sir, is Die Hard in? And he would say, expecting 5 copies today. And you would literally stand there in the hopes that somebody would drop into the return box a Die Hard tape so that you could take it home with them. And their entire business model was built on the fact that most people would forget to return on time and they could charge you late fees. Every day you were late, they would charge you fees, right? And then Netflix comes to them and says, hey, I believe that we can take all these movies and we can put them online and people would enjoy that. And Blockbuster says, no way. There's no way that people are going to look at something on their laptop when they can put up in a tape and watch this on their big screen TV. You're out of your mind. It's never going to work. How many of you are going to Blockbuster today? Raise your hand. Not happening. How many of you have a Netflix account? Too many of you, right? And so if you don't innovate, you will stagnate. Now, let's get into the SOP. The SOP is the standard operating procedure. Now, where I first learned about SOPs was in the United States Marine Corps. I worked in armories historically when I was in the Marine Corps. I was either at the armory or I was on the shooting range, because my initial job was 2111, small arms repair, weapons technician. My second job was a shooting coach. I got that as a secondary MOS. And so anywhere I went, I can pull the SOP, which is this huge book, off the wall, right? They would have it mounted on a wall. I can pull the SOP and I could read through the SOP, and I knew exactly how to run and operate that armory. I knew what the rules were. I knew where things went. I knew everything about that armory. The SOP is important to your business as well, because what you plan to do next changes everything. And so if you don't have policies and procedures and a standard operating procedure, how your business operates, documented, how do you intend to pass it on to the next person? Whether that means you're passing it on to your kin and they're going to take over the business, or that means you're hiring a CEO to run your business so you can take a step back and call yourself into retirement, or if you go to sell your business and you have no operating procedures, it'd be very hard for them to know what to do next. And so you're going to have to show these things to show them what it is that you do to earn the profit that you do, so they pay you fair market value for your business. Next thing, money in, money out, right? So finances. Did you know that more than 85%, by the way, this is according to Forbes. Let me drink a little bit of water here. Because you guys can hear me coughing it up a little bit. Sorry to break it up for you. I know you was excited and I had to cut it up and drink some water. But step number 3 is money in, money out, finances. Did you know that 85% of businesses fail in the first 5 years? Do you know why the majority of them fail? Because they can't fuck with their money right. They cannot manage their money. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know how to manage your money, if you don't understand return on investment, if you don't know where your money is going in the business, you're looking to set yourself up for a failed business. And how do we avoid failure? We're going to know where our money is going. We're going to know where to apply it. We're going to know how to implement it. We're going to know when to fire, and we're going to know when to hire, and we're going to know who to hire, right? All those pieces are extremely important. You're going to know how to look at your different lead sources and take money from one to add to another based on return on investment. You're going to look at opportunities that you spend time on, and you're going to learn how to decrease amounts of time and to implement more time into something else, and look at your ROT, your return on time. I want to lay something else out for you. We talk about business a lot, but did you know that more than 80% of marriages fail due to finances? Really think about that for a moment. Not only do 85% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, and the majority of them fail due to financing, but 80% of marriages fail. 80% of marriages fail due to financing. All right, so I'll leave that with you. You can do with it whatever you see fit. Then we're going to talk about the DISC profile. So many of you have heard about the DISC profile. It is dominance, influence, conscientiousness, and steadiness, right? Now, all these different profiles are what we are as human beings, right? And there's a cool test that you could take known as the DISC test. And when you take that test, it'll tell you which one of these, or which 2 of these, or which 3 of these, or if all 4, which is very rare that someone is even-tempered across the board. Even though that's rare, it does happen. Now, me personally, I am a high D, high I, which means I'm high dominance and high influence. My conscientiousness and my steadiness, my C and my S, are below 7%, which means that analytical, reserved, precise, private, systematic, even-tempered, accommodating, patient, humble, and tactful are not in my vocabulary. It means that direct, results-oriented, firm, strong-willed, forceful, outgoing, enthusiastic, optimistic, high-spirited, and lively are totally in my vocabulary. Why? Because my dominance is at like 99% out of 100, and my influence is like 97% over 100, and then the other 2 are below 7%. Not everybody's built the same. Some folks are high D and everything else is low. Some people are high I and everything else is low. Some people are high I and high S. This opportunity creates an opportunity for you to understand who you are at a higher level. Not only does it do that, but it allows you to learn how to study other people and how to interact with other people and how to give yourself the opportunity to mirror people in who they are. Because if I am working to sell something to a high S, I cannot be the high D, strung out, firm, super result-oriented person that I am. I need to bring myself to try to mirror that person so that I can sell them the product that I am bringing to the table. It also gives me an opportunity to look at the people in my employment and move people around based on who they are rather than fire them from a position that they were not meant for in the beginning. These are all great opportunities with the DISC profile, and we're going to get into that a little bit more later. Now, what if you don't care about any of this? Cool. You'll stagnate and fall behind. You'll never be systemized enough to have successors. You will spend with zero direction, and you will never be able to meet people where they are to sell them. This is a sad situation. Maybe that's where you are right now. I don't know where you are in your business, but if any of that made sense to you, we've got a new way, a better way, and I'm telling you, it's in the book, The Truth About Failure. Now, I'm going to give Maria an opportunity to tell you why our training has worked for her.
Hey, everybody. Just wanted to give a huge shout out to Freedom and David Kurz. This course was absolutely amazing. It was way more than I ever expected. Everything that was taught over here is things that you see, things that you read about, but taking actionable steps and actually having a system behind everything that we're learning is completely invaluable to everybody. Hope that you guys all are able to take it and really, really, really dive into what it is and what this can do for your business. I'm so excited to leverage my business and help my agents and my realtors and lenders leverage their business and keep on growing. And this is going to be at a 10x rate more than we could have ever thought. So thank you so much. I can't wait to do a second part of this course and keep on learning even more.
Man, I love that Maria gave all of that to us. But the truth is, like Jeff, Maria's a hard worker. So Jeff, top 1% with Zillow in customer service. Maria, one of the top title representatives at her title company. She rocks it. She travels. She does whatever's necessary to get in front of people and continue her sales tactics. And she focuses a lot on creating great social media with squeeze pages and landing pages and ad flow. And that's a course that she took with us. Now, who here thinks so far that The Truth About Failure is awesome? It is, right? Secret number 2, building that foundation the right way will help you avoid failure and have more wins. And I hope that you're as excited as I am to receive this as I am to give it to you, right? And so let's get right into number 3, leads, clients, past clients, and leverage. Understanding these different levels will 100% change your life and business forever, okay? So now, let's get into this. Listen, I was buying leads for a very long time, and I was not getting conversion. Now, this is a big problem because I didn't understand the stages and I didn't understand conversion. All I knew was if I buy a bunch of leads, I'll have people interested in my product. And at the time, my product was homes. I was home selling. I was a real estate professional. I was trying to figure this out. So I would buy leads. Leads would come into the system, and then I could not convert them. And then we do what everybody does, Glenn Glary, Glenn Ross, right? We say, the leads suck. And then somebody needs to look at us and go, the leads don't suck, you suck, right? And so we get right into getting leads. Now, there are different ways that you can get leads. Obviously, you can get it through affiliate partnerships. You can get it through paying for it. You can get it through past clients. You can get it from so many other options and opportunities, right? Now, the other part is converting those leads into actual clients, right? So converting the leads into clients is going to give you a huge step forward. Meaning, if you know the process of taking that lead and creating the relationship of know, like, and trust and turning them into a client, which means that you actually sold them something, that's a huge step. And there are multiple ways that you can do this. There are multiple options and opportunities for you. And so we're going to get into that at a big level inside of The Truth About Failure. It's an opportunity for you to really win with conversion. Now, communication with past clients. This is where most people really have the biggest failures or the biggest hiccups, is that they will pay for leads, they will work their sphere of influence, they will work their affiliate programs, they will get referrals, they will do all these things to get leads, and then they will take those leads, they will convert them. Maybe they have 5%, 7% conversion rates, and then they convert some of those folks, they turn them into clients, raving fans, people excited, people happy, euphoria is up. and then they forget about them. Why? Because they treat them like a transaction. They treat them like a McDonald's transaction. If I go to McDonald's to order a number 2 and I step up to the counter and I say, can I have a number 2? And then the person says, sure, no problem. They throw a couple cheeseburgers, some fries, and a soda in front of me, and they give it to me, and I walk away. That person's never going to know my name, never remember my name, doesn't care about my name, will not reach out to me again, and will not request me to come back to McDonald's to try the number 3 or the number 4. If you can create amazing systems to communicate with your past clients, it will forever change your business, because you could actually, over time, take it from buying leads and just focusing on marketing your business and allowing your past clients to become repeat customers and referral partners. It's an incredible thing. Real estate professionals that have learned this are up here selling tons of real estate, because the 100 people they've sold to in their lifetime are all referring them clients. Think about that for a moment. Each of those clients is worth at least 3 referrals over the next 36 months. Sell to 100 people, get 300 referrals over the next 36 months. Now, we know not every one of those referrals is going to turn into a client, but there's a higher probability, because it was a referral and a warm connection, that person will work with you, right? Now, step number 3 or step number 4, leveraging for growth. Now, we built leverage, right, to scale our businesses. One of the greatest people in my life to ever do that at a high level, his name is Rudy Hernandez. He owns New World Title. I am the president of his expansion into Texas. And what he's done very, very well is he's figured out leverage. And if you ask Rudy at any given time, hey, Rudy, what do you consider leverage to be? He will say people. To Rudy, running a title company, he leverages it completely through people. Now, let me tell you a funny story. Rudy and I are traveling one day, and I've got my backpack on. This is many years ago, and we're traveling out of the country, and I've got my backpack on, and I've got my laptop, I've got my iPad, I've got my my headphones, I've got this, I've got that. Everything that I need for work is in my backpack. And Rudy looks at me and he's empty-handed. And we're at the airport and we go to hit the bar and have a drink before we get on the plane. And we're actually going on vacation together. And Rudy looks at me, he goes, bro, what do you have in there that you couldn't check in? And I said, well, I got my laptop, I got my iPad, I got my headphones, I got everything I need for work. And he goes, really? Why? And he just kind of giggles and walks away from me. And I remember thinking to myself, because I got to work, right? But then I also thought to myself, wait a minute, let me think about this for a second. Rudy's significantly more successful than I am at that point in time. And so I said, well, why doesn't he have his laptop or anything? So I started to observe Rudy. Rudy would field phone calls that would come in. He would talk to the person, the client. He would say, no problem, we're going to get somebody on that right away. He would hang up the phone. He would call one of his staff members or his team members, people that were building leverage for him in his business. And he would say, hey, I need you to handle something for me. And they would handle it. He would hang up the phone and it was done. And he had built this incredible leverage in his business that changed everything for him. Because of course, there was a point in time where he had to do everything. But now he's building scale through leveraging people. And that is allowing him to go into 10 states around the country. Think about that. How could you do that for your business? Right? And some of those people that he relies on have been with him for 10 plus years. So he's built people, he's built culture, he's built community, and that's allowed him to leverage for growth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science, but it absolutely must be learned. There's no reason for you to learn it the hard way. You've tried, I know. Many of you are looking at this right now and you're going, listen, Dave, I've tried all this, but where is the break in your chain? Where is the hiccup? Where is what's happening in your business that is not allowing you to find the success? Is it the transition from lead to client? Is it the transition from client to past client? Is it scaling your business through people and scaling your business through culture and creating excitement around your business? Is it marketing? What is the kink or the break in your chain? So now we've talked about the 3 secrets, and I want to tell you something right now. Based on secret number 1, you can build a strong mindset with the right guidance, and you can succeed without feeling the need to fail first, right? Screw fail forward. I'm tired of that quote, okay? Number 2, you can build a strong foundation for your business. And your business can be successful as you want it to be. Whatever you want to design, you want to earn 60,000 a year, you want to earn 6 million a year or 60 million a year. You can create the business that you want to create based on the foundation that you create for that business. Number 3, you can convert leads to clients, clients to past clients, and then understanding leverage at a high level. It's really easy to do. You just need to learn it. And we're going to give you the methods in The Truth About Failure. This is your opportunity to win in business and in life. So let me ask you a question. I love this part of the presentation. Can I ask you a question? You're looking at me on the webinar and you're like, yeah. All right. Are you ready to remove failure from your vocabulary and focus on success? Are you ready to forget the words fail forward? And are you ready to accept succeeding forward? And every single one of you should be saying, absolutely yes, 100%. Dave, show me the way. And it's going to be in our book, The Truth About Failure. So let's talk about what you're going to get. We're going to talk about adding the book plus the coaching platform that we created around the book. That's right. We have the book. I wrote the book. It took me 3 years to write this book. Since 2020, I've been writing this book for you. And I've been adjusting it based on the crazy life experience that I've gone over or through and over in the last 3 years, right? And then we recorded a full training platform completely based on this book, right? And so I get so tired of this fail forward mentality. Everyone's saying it like it's the new coin phrase and as if it is an absolute requirement to find success. It is not. Will you have hiccups in success? Yes, it happens. Does life happen? Yes. One of the most famous shirts in the world says, shit happens. Like that is a quote. That is okay because life will happen. But it does not mean that you have to fail in order to succeed. For me, failure is quitting. It is leaving this camera right now, crawling into that back corner and accepting it. And as long as you don't accept it, you're going to be okay. It's so much more than that. So here's the deal. You could totally get the training for $495 and you could get the book for $19.99 on Amazon, but I don't want you to do that. This is the price, right? But I don't want you to do that. I want you to stay with me right now. Now, you guys met Nick a little while ago and he says it. I've truly enjoyed every interaction with him since the moment I met him, whether it's be in business or personal. If David is speaking it, advising it, or writing it, we should be listening to it. So I hope that you listen to Nick on this, right? Next person is Jeff Garza. I got to tell you about Jeff, man. Jeff's an incredible dude. Calls me up one day, says, Dave, I want you to coach me. I work at this company, but I want to open my own company and I need coaching. I need guidance. And I coached Jeff for quite some time. Jeff says, Dave is a big thinker, a big doer. David has trained, coached, and mentored many. I was a client of David Kurz. And today, my independent, minority-owned real estate brokerage is ranked 188 in the Inc. 5000. Look, I'm getting goosebumps right now because that makes me feel good. It makes me feel great to know that Jeff is killing it out there. And I was a small part of that, of helping him get there. Pavan Agarwal, the owner of SunWest Mortgage, the owner of Angel AI technology for mortgage professionals and real estate professionals, craziest thing I've ever seen. He created it, he invented it, he invested in it, and he's traveling the entire United States telling you about it. David's coaching programs have empowered countless individuals to overcome obstacles, set and achieve ambitious goals, and develop the mindset necessary for success. His guidance is not only practical, but it also deeply motivating, making him a transformative force in the lives of many. Thank you, Pavan, for that. I really appreciate it. I love sharing these opportunities, but maybe you want to hear it from Kathy, who's one of our greatest clients in the past.
So I just finished the Freedom Masterclass today, and I'm so excited for everything that I have learned and putting into action. I am new to this business, and if you are just like I am, you will feel like you are definitely ahead of the game. I can guarantee you that doesn't matter how long you've been in this business. If you don't take a masterclass like the Freedom Masterclass and learn what's out there right now, the technology you have available, the marketing strategies, and you have access to the right marketing tools, I guarantee you, you will not be ahead of the game. I'm ready, and I hope that when you are, you reach out to David Kurz at the Freedom Network.
Man, that's an incredible. I'm so grateful for Kathy for saying that. Let me tell you about Kathy. Kathy was a brand new agent, and she spent significant money to join one of our master classes and learn marketing and technology for marketing. So we were using AI to create marketing systems, marketing platforms, landing pages, so forth, so on, for her business. She invested in herself, and I can tell you that Kathy today, because we track and I follow her and she's a friend, she's doing significantly amazing business. I'm proud of her. I couldn't be more excited for her. And I want to be this excited for you. So again, who does this work for? All humans. If you're human, you have a desire to grow and win. It is natural human format, right? Entrepreneurs, real estate professionals, mortgage lenders, developers, the title representatives. You're a title rep, dude, I want to talk to you, right? Small business owners. It works for all types of entrepreneurs in any industry, anywhere in the world. And if you don't have an understanding of what we're putting together for you just yet with the Truth About Failure book and the Truth About Failure training platform, don't worry. I'm going to show you how we package this all up together for you. See, you're going to get the book that has $19.99 on Amazon. You can pick it up right now, but I don't want you to. Just pay attention to what I'm doing, right? That's going to be the book. You're going to get everything that we discussed a little while ago. And we did it to create better prepared people in the workforce and in the entrepreneurship world, right? We want you to find ways to avoid failures and create more successes for yourself, and you'll be able to get rid of the fear of failure, right? So this is all the things that we try to cover in the book to help you out. Get rid of the fear of failure. Get rid of the fear of success. This is a real thing. People are afraid to become successful. Living in scarcity, lack of business knowledge, inability to connect with people at a real level, right? For sales, lack of stepping up, financial mishaps, failures, competition in some cases. We get rid of competition in some cases, right? Your weak foundation, not knowing why you wake up in the morning and do things. Stagnation, get rid of stagnation. We don't want that. Lack of clarity. We don't want to be in the clouds, in the mist. We need a clear path to where we're going, right? Inability to sell and so much more. Give yourself permission. You deserve it. Give yourself permission to win in life and in relationships and in business. Now, I know in the beginning of this presentation, I said you do not deserve success. You must work for it. You must earn it. But you do deserve the opportunity to give yourself permission to work and earn it. I've spent more than 2 decades and millions of dollars to put this information for you so that you don't have to. I don't want you to go through the pitfalls I went through. I don't want you to have the hiccups that I've had, the mishaps that I've had, the loss of income that I've had. I want you to find wins. I want you to be massively successful. So how are we going to do that for you? Well, you got the Truth About Failure book for $19.99. You've got the Truth About Failure training, which is $495. You can buy the 2 of those for $514.99, completely and totally worth it. And I did this because the book alone didn't feel was enough. So I wanted to create a video coaching training platform for you to tie it into the book so you could get more out of the book. And actually, the way that I advise that you do this when you get the training is I advise you to read a chapter in the book, then come watch that chapter in the video. Then read another chapter in the book, then come watch that chapter in the video so that it coincides together and you find massive success doing this, right? And so everything inside, like getting your fish, instead of being given fish, go get your fish, learn how to fish, right? Time valuement methods, which you heard from Nick, the hero code, innovate, the disc profile, and so much more. We're really going to dig into this in the Truth About Failure book and the training, right? But we've added something crazy special. See, when you buy the book and you open that book, there's going to be a code in there. And the code is going to give you $200 off the price of the training. That means that instead of paying $495 for the training, you're going to get it for $295. But don't get excited yet. That's not even the most exciting part. Don't even buy that yet. Just stay with me. Allow me the opportunity to tell you what else we've done for you, okay? Now, Truth About Failure book, $19.99 value. Truth About Failure training, $495 value. The Abelson disc profile, a $500 value. Total value, $1,000. $1,014.99. I'm going to round some of these numbers up, okay? Now, we're going to add to that some more. We're going to take it even further. The Truth About Failure book, $19.99. Truth About Failure training, $495. Abelson disc profile, if you want to take the Abelson disc, you want to know this stuff, $500. By the way, I am Abelson disc profile certified. So there's something important in knowing that for what's coming next, right? and my Freedom Achiever Academy, the academy that I told you about that has over 350 videos in it, Q&As, downloadables, all kinds of amazing stuff, $5,000 value, total value, $6,015, right? Now, the Freedom Achiever Academy, we really dug into that. Super interactive, really exciting. It's a monthly subscription program. I put a value of $5,000 because the average person pays that monthly fee and stays on for 18 months before they get what they want out of it, right? And so professionals really need a better place, a friendlier place with tremendous support to really find success. And so we have this platform for you and the ability for you to really use it, but it gets better. We're going to continue going. The Truth About Failure book, $19.99. We've got the Truth About Failure training, $495, the Abelson Disc Profile, $500 value, the Freedom Achiever Academy, $5,000 value, and we're going to do professional training on the disc and a Facebook group together. $1,500 value brings it up to $7,500 altogether, right? Now, all these different things, by the way, I'm going to take it back. All these different things right there. If you were to get all of these things, can you imagine the incredible journey that you would have if you implemented at least 2 or 3 of the things that you picked up from all of that, right? And if you ask me price versus value, because what I gave you was prices for everything, right? They're 2 different things. If you ask me value, this book is a $10,000 value. You're going to spend $19.99 on it. But if you implemented just a few things in there, you probably earn another $10,000 real quick. Right? And so if you did that, that's a $10,000 value, but then you add the training videos to it and the platform, $25,000 value. If you add the Abelson Disc Profile test and you get a better understanding of you and others, $2,500 value. If you add the Freedom Achiever Academy and the amount of money that you could potentially earn by implementing some of the things that you would earn in the Freedom Achiever Academy or learn, remember we talk about learn and earn, baby, $30,000 value. And then the professional training on the Disc Profile, $20,000 value, bringing you to a total of $87,500. Now, if all this did was give you more deals and help you make more money, would it be worth it? Like if all this did, it didn't help your marriage, it didn't help your friendships, it didn't help your relationships, but it gave you more deals. If all it did was give you more deals, help you make more money, would it be worth it? If all this did was help you create more relationships and create more opportunities for yourself, would it be worth it? And if it helped you build a business that was sustainable through any market, man, right now, you guys know the market that we're sitting in as you're watching this today is insanity, and we have to find a way to fight through it. Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it if your business could sustain any market now or in the future? Now, I had 2 choices, right? I could, option number 1, sell the book and the training separately, and I would find tremendous success doing that, which, by the way, is probably the most profitable way to go about this, right? Or I can find a second option. I can package this up for you and make it a life-impacting event. I started all of this by saying I am the founder of the Freedom Organization, a coaching and consulting company, and our mission, our mission is to change the lives of businesses in a positive way for over 1 million people. Allow us the opportunity to do that with you, right? And so that's why we went with second option, right? And so the truth about failure, I mean, what's it worth to you? An extra deal a month, maybe? Would it help if you closed 1 extra deal a month? A $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, maybe more? How much would you pay to get this entire package? By the way, we said that the entire package cost would be somewhere around $7,500, but it has a total value of like $87,500, right? And so we put this together. Truth About Failure book, $19.99. $495 for the training that associated with it, $500 for the disc profile test that I am certified to give to you, right? Freedom Achiever Academy, $5,000 value, personal disc and Facebook group, $1,500, right? This is an investment in your business and in your life and so much more. This is an investment that would change your business forever. It'll change your life forever. I truly, truly believe this. All you have to do is take from it and then put into action. Now, if you soak this all in and never do anything about it, I can't help you there. But if you soak this in and do something about it, it'll change your life forever, right? So you can see why this is a tremendous value of $7,500. Many of you right now are thinking, I'd absolutely pay for $7,500 for everything that's happening right now. But because I know you and you're on this Zoom and you're watching this right now, you're absolutely special. And I want to help so many people. It's going to get tremendously better. So I want you to purchase 10 books. Now, I know that sounds crazy. I know I said 1 book and all this other stuff, $7,500, but I want you to purchase 10 books. And here's why. Because if you purchase 10 books at $19.99 from Amazon today, you could get started today with everything for $199.90. That's right. You're just going to pay for the 10 books. Let me explain how we put this together for you, right? You're going to get the Truth About Failure books, 10 of them for $199.90. You're going to get the Truth About Failure training for free. You're going to get the Abelson Disc Profile test for free. You're going to get the Freedom Achiever Academy free for 3 months. And you're going to get the Professional Training Disc and Facebook group for free. You're going to get all of this, the books, the 10 books, the Truth About Failure training, the Abelson Disc Profile, the Freedom Achiever Academy for 3 months, and professional training on the Disc Profile and Facebook group for no money. $199.90 is everything that you're going to pay, and that's going to be for the 10 books. So you're getting so much for free today with your investment. Just go to the truthaboutfailure.com. Truthaboutfailure.com. You get started right away. All the instructions on how to achieve all of this, getting the book, getting the academy, getting the training, getting the Abelson group profile test, getting all of this stuff put together, packaged up for you. You can do it all right at the truthaboutfailure.com. Now you've got 2 choices right now. You absolutely do. You can keep doing what you're doing right now and continue to hit the same brick walls and glass ceilings, or you can spend a minimal $200. It's actually less, $199.90, and get all the material and training. But here's the other opportunity you get with that second option. You get to change the lives of 9 more people. So you bought 10 books. You're not going to keep all 10 books. This is what I want you to do. You're going to keep 1 book. You're going to submit the information like it says on the website, what to do at thetruthaboutfailure.com. And you're going to submit your information. You're going to get all this free access to all this crazy great stuff, right? But you're going to take the other 9 books and you're going to give those to friends and family. And those other 9 folks, well, they're going to be able to get the discount for the training, the $200 discount. Like I said, there's a code in there for the $200 discount. But even just giving them the book and allowing them the opportunity to read the book by itself could potentially change their lives. And as a human being, I want to see you changing lives as much as I want to change lives. The real question is, are you absolutely positively ready to make a difference in your life by working with the Truth About Failure? Hit thetruthaboutfailure.com right now. And like I said, you're going to get the Truth About Failure book, 10 books, for $199.90. You're going to get the Truth About Failure training for free. You're going to get the Abelson Disc Profile for free. You're going to get the Freedom Achiever Academy free for 3 months. You're going to get the Professional Training Disc and Facebook Profile Group for free, $199.50. But guess what? For the first 50 people that buy 10 books and implement this system that we're creating for you, $200, less than $200, and you get all that stuff for free. But for the first 50 people, you're going to get some extra bonuses. First, you're going to get everything that we discussed. Second, you're going to be invited to a private group coaching with Dr. Abelson himself on the disc profile training. And third, you're going to be invited to a private group coaching session that we're going to host in Q1 of 2024. That's right. I am going to host a private group coaching session for no more than 50 people. And that's going to be the 50 people that bought the 10 books and took advantage of this opportunity. All you got to do is get it together. Do everything that we said. Get the 10 books today, $199.90. You buy the books on Amazon.com, but all the instructions on what to do are on the truthaboutfailure.com. If you want to get direct access to Amazon without having to look for it, go to the truthaboutfailure.com. That is where you'll find a direct link to the book. It's available in ebook as well if you don't want to do the 10-book package, but I encourage you to do the 10-book package, because as much as I want to give you a life-changing opportunity and give you all this stuff for free, I want you to look at 9 other people and say, hey, I care about you, and I want you to see your life, your business, and everything come together. I want to see it grow. I want to, no matter where you are, if you're here, or here in your business journey, there's always room for growth. And I know for a fact that this book is going to be the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Adam Kurz. throw your questions in the chats. My team's going to be looking at it. They're going to be answering, and I am going to come back after this video is completed, and I am going to help answer as much as I could that my team wasn't able to put together for you. Ladies and gentlemen, truthaboutfailure.com. Click the link, buy the 10 books, submit the receipt the way that we give you instructions to do so in the website, and get free access to everything. Give the 9 books away to great friends. Allow them the opportunity to read the book and change their lives and businesses too. And I wish you tremendous love, respect, and success in your life. See you guys soon.